All right, welcome to episode 56 of Your Ultimate Comeback. I'm your host, Brad, here with Raquel.
Hello, hello.
How are you?
Doing well.
Good. Week going good?
Yep.
Yeah?
Yep.
Good.
Friday.
You got good energy today.
No, I love Fridays. Always.
I love this Friday because I don't have any work this weekend.
That's perfect.
I know. I need it.
And you need a little downtime.
Very much so. Mm-hmm. Excited. My daughter has a little, like her first kind of college prospect recruiting workout tomorrow. Yep. So fired up for that.
Yeah.
So it's good.
Cool.
Yeah. So I wanted to start the conversation off today with something really interesting conversation I had with a client of mine. Mm-hmm. Blew me away.
Okay.
So this client of mine has her like general, oh my gosh, what's that called? When you go to the doctor, your lab's done.
Your annual
physical. Thank you. Big words.
Mm-hmm. Big words.
And so, she's going over everything with the doctor, and she's been struggling to lose some weight, and she's in that early 40s, and things are kind of changing, and so she'd ask the doctor, she's like, I'd like to lose a little bit of weight. Mm-hmm. And he goes, okay, well, your BMI is good, like you're normal.
That damn BMI thing.
Yeah, and he says, well, like, what are you doing? So she tells him what we're doing, and he goes, oh, well, there's your problem. Stop lifting weights. Stop lifting weights. You'll lose the muscle mass, and your weight will come down. That's all you need to do. And I was blown away by that.
But were you really?
Actually, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Because science is really, really clear, and there's so many doctors now preaching how important protein is, and lifting weights is, and especially for women as they get older. And this guy tells her, "Oh, that's not the answer. That's bad. Like, cut that out. Just stop lifting weights. Go do a bunch of cardio and eat less food."
How old do you think he was?
I have no idea. I didn't even ask him that.
I'd be curious because if he's older, I could understand that because a little antiquated thought processes.
But you're a doctor. Mm-hmm. Like, you should be keeping up with what research is saying, because we all know that research is continually improving and changing. Right. And so I was just blown away. So I told her, and she's like, I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm like, I would hope not. Yeah. And I gave her a list of doctors that are really well educated on this topic. Mm-hmm. I go listen to all these doctors and hear what they have to say and what they recommend. Right. And I know they all recommend eat more protein, lift weights, do less cardio. Like, it was just crazy to me.
But you know what? I think that there are a fair amount of women that would lean into that.
100%.
And I think you've had some of those clients actually. Yeah. That have been like, oh, I'm not going to train with you anymore, Brad, because they're not getting skinny fat. Yeah. Maybe they're putting on some muscle and their jeans are tighter. Yeah. Or whatever the problem is. Yeah. You have to kind of weed those people out, I feel like.
It's funny. Well, no, she's not leaving. She's like, I'm sticking with this. Right. Because it is working for her. Yes. When I lift weights, my body looks better. Yes. It's that struggle that happens. Mm-hmm. When hormones start to shift, I'm like, you got to go see a hormone specialist who specializes in this. So she's going to go see someone for that. I'm like, let's get that balanced out. That's the only thing missing. You eat well, you sleep well, you're doing everything we want. So now we know that there's still a roadblock. Yeah. So go see this naturopathic doctor that specializes in it. Let's get your labs done, like a hormone panel done, and then start making some adjustments there and support that. But I was like, oh my gosh, that's the worst advice ever. Mm-hmm. And that in all honesty, I'm gonna be blunt. That frustrates the hell out of me.
Of course.
Because here's a person that has no education in it, but because he's a doctor, can say whatever the hell he wants. Right. And he just gave this person the worst advice ever for her health. Yeah. Yeah. But if I give anybody advice on medicine or a drug or like a disease, I'm going to get crushed. Of course. Because I'm practicing medicine. Right. But I wish people would stay in their lane. You know what I mean? And just be honest. I don't really know. That's not my area. But
he's not wrong. He's not wrong. If she did stop lifting weights, she probably would lose some weight. Right. Yeah. So he's not wrong. So what I think what you're frustrated by is that the advice he's giving is not best case scenario, but he is looking at a short term. Oh yeah, well you want to get skinnier. It's a woman thing that it's taken a long time, and I'm sure you've seen it, right? That your clients, oh, Brad, don't make me get bulky. Every woman thinks they're going to turn into this Miss Olympia. Right. And that just does not happen naturally. Right. In fact, you and I were having that conversation earlier. Yeah. It does not happen unless women are on stuff.
100%. Yeah. Stuff being like steroids and drugs like that. Yeah, but it just bothers me because no one goes to a doctor to go get unhealthy. We all go to the doctor because we think they're going to make us healthy. Yes, yes. So here's an example of going to the doctor wanting some advice to be healthier, and the advice The advice was get unhealthy and lose weight.
Right.
That just frustrates me.
Sure, I get it.
It'd be like me telling someone, "Oh, your doctors don't talk about it. You should stop taking that medication."
Yeah.
That'd be the dumbest thing I'd ever do because I have no idea why they're on the medication.
Right.
I have no training in that world of medication.
Yep.
I have no idea why the doctor even has them on the medication. Even if they ever ask me, "What do you think about this medication?" I'm like, "I don't know. Go talk to your doctor."
Yeah.
I don't know
smart.
anything about medication, and I have no right to give any advice on medication.
Yeah.
If you don't like a medication you're on, go talk to your doctor. If you want to get off one, go talk to your doctor.
No, exactly.
Don't come to a trainer or a nutritionist and ask for advice on how to get out. Go to the person who's the expert in that. So I get very frustrated because I've actually had it happen multiple times where a doctor will give different advice in regards to fitness and nutrition than I'm giving, but have zero reasoning or behind the advice they're giving.
Yeah.
I can't remember. It happened one other time, and the doctor gave advice to stop something we were doing. And so what I did, I pulled up just like a thick pile of research supporting what we were doing. I said, "Hey, here's all the reasons why I have you doing that.
Yes.
You should take this to your doctor and say, here's all the reasons, like here's all the supportive research as to why we're doing this. Can you share with me the research you found to give the advice you gave?" I mean, she obviously didn't do it. She's like, "That's embarrassing." I'm just like, I want you to know, like,
that there is research supporting what you're suggesting.
Serious about this
and what you're doing.
And always trying to find the best, safest, healthiest way to use fitness.
And you're not closed off to things changing.
No, you're
very open. Exactly.
Yeah,
I know you are.
If you look at my that's the other cool thing is I have my program's tracked for decades now. You go back 10 years from now.
Yeah.
It's totally different than what I'm doing now because I've just over time found more effective, more efficient, safer, more methodical ways.
Right.
And I think any good strength coach or trainer is going to be in that same realm because there is no one right answer, and it's always changing. It's always getting better. People find new theories, new ways. They work. So it's always about playing around with it.
And also someone's specific where they're at and what you have to tailor it.
Yes, 100%. And you got to bring into play the individuality of the person you're working with. And I mean that can come into like structural issues, injury issues. There's a guy named Christian Thibodeau out of Canada that I love. I've researched him a lot. He talks all about neurotypes. So he's kind of created this whole theory around neurotransmitter dominance types and how you need to train each type of those people different, how they need to eat different.
Is that the thing you gave to me when we first started training together, that test?
I probably did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And because that'll tell me kind of your neurotype.
Okay. Can you give me a couple examples of what you mean?
Oh, like for example, I'm a dopamine type. So recovery is really important to me.
Okay.
I can change my programming more often. I respond well to things like more like powerlifting based, plyometric based, more kind of athletically based. But I can't handle a lot of exposure to the same workouts.
Oh.
So like, every 2 to 3 weeks, I have to change my workouts or I'll tank. There is an acetylcholine type, I think, that they have to like stay on programming longer. They can actually grind and do really well.
Okay.
And then those are just two examples of the different types there are. I don't use it. I used it a lot when I was working with athletes. I don't use it as much with my general population people now.
Your NARPs.
NARPs.
Non-athlete, regular person.
NARPs.
That's what a college athlete term.
Oh, is a NARP? Okay.
You're a NARP if you're not an athlete.
Great. So we're NARPs?
We're NARPs. It's not a bad thing to be a NARP.
Doesn't sound good. I'm a NARP.
Well, you don't want to be a NARC.
Yeah.
You're a NARP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when I was like training with the bobsled team and stuff like that, I used a lot of this in my training.
You were not a NARP then.
I was not a NARP then, but I'm definitely a NARP now.
That's okay.
Yeah. But so that's all the things we're kind of always exploring and trying to find. And, now there's a lot of cool stuff coming out on genetics. And I think that's going to eventually be a really cool world that's going to give us a lot of information on individuality. But yeah, you got to kind of have a generalized idea of programming. And programming is the most important factor when it comes to fitness.
Yeah.
Like if any of you are training with someone, you should be able to say, hey, what's my program look like?
Yeah.
And they should have a program for you. Because like, for example, I saw 10 people today before this.
Yep.
You're going to tell me I can remember everything those people are doing if I don't have a program laid out for them?
Yeah.
Hell no.
Right. You just don't remember it even when you do sometimes.
That's why I have it, so I can look at it.
Ba-dum-bum.
Yeah. Ouch.
Just giving you know what.
Yeah, no, and I deserve it.
Yeah.
But the programming is the golden ticket to a great fitness plan.
Makes sense.
And so you have to have a generalized idea of programming. And if anybody who's a trainer or coach listening to this, Kilo Strength Society out of Miami is the best education around program designing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It changed me as a strength coach. I found it about 8 years ago. And it has been a game changer for me. And that's when I really realized the value of understanding all the variables over time and what you're trying to create with a lot of research behind it. It's really cool.
Yeah.
But I don't know why I just ran off on that tangent with programming, but
that's okay.
Oh, we're talking about individuality.
Yes,
yeah.
Yes.
So you have to have a good idea of generalized programming that works, and then work in individualization.
Yeah.
Through evaluations and all kind of questionnaire, like all kinds of tools, labs.
Right.
I'm actually pretty excited. I was introduced to this new lab company. It's an at-home finger prick test.
Oh.
Where you can check it, and I can choose whatever labs I want on the panels.
Oh, really? From just a finger prick?
From a finger prick, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, talk about like that is so valuable.
Yeah.
Not having to go to your doctor to get a prescription, then go to Quest or LabCorp, have your blood draw.
Right.
And the way, it's a 2 to 3 day turnaround on the results.
And it just comes directly to you?
So like if I gave you the test to do, you would prick it, send it off.
Yeah.
They would then come to you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
They may send a copy to whoever you're working with.
Yeah.
But,
so you don't have to have a doctor that gives the order?
No.
Huh.
Yeah, this should be okay. Like,
I agree with you.
We should be able to self-evaluate ourselves and see where we're at.
Yeah.
Like, I hate when I'm like, I really need to get this tested. I hate having to go make a doctor's appointment, get in the office, get the request, and then I don't like that.
Yeah.
I just want to see for myself.
Yeah.
Now I get it if something's out of whack. Now I want to go to my doctor and be like, hey, check this out. What can I do to help this? But it's pretty cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, I'm very excited about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how are you doing through the holidays right now?
I'm good.
Are you?
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy stress time.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Because we talked about that a few weeks ago about how to kind of manage it. And I am shockingly doing okay.
That's awesome.
Because I usually am not.
Yeah.
And I'm just leaning into this. It's like, I really am. I have a few Christmas gifts purchased already. Have you done any?
I have not.
No shopping. Are you a Christmas Eve at 8 p.m. guy? You are, aren't you?
Yes, I was for a long time. And then I got really good about it.
Okay.
And now I just need some time to be able to go do it.
No, I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. But that's why I love online stuff.
I was on Amazon last night looking.
All right.
But my little boy is being a turkey. I'm like, buddy, what do you want for Christmas? He's like, I don't know.
Oh.
I'm like, well, you got to figure it out pretty quick.
Yeah.
Like,
does he still believe in Santa?
He does.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. I think he does. He says he does. Well, he acts like he does.
Yeah, I was always told as soon as you stop believing, you stop getting stuff from him.
That's what I told his older brother and sister.
Yeah.
Like if
that's legit.
If you ruin it for him, guess who stops coming for you?
Yes.
Oh, I believe.
Yeah.
Good idea.
I agree for sure.
Yeah, but I know the end is coming sooner than later.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think I'm seeing a dip in class size.
Yeah.
How about you? Are you seeing that a bit?
We are seeing a dip in classes.
Yeah.
My private clientele is cranking.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's good.
They're prioritizing that.
Yeah. Because I think they all recognize like they handle the stress better when they're training through it.
Yeah.
So my private clientele has been great.
Yeah.
The classes, we're noticing numbers are dipping a little bit. And
yeah.
I would expect probably in another week or two, it'll really dip off till the new year.
For sure. And I think a lot of people, I keep hearing this, are feeling kind of bombarded because Thanksgiving was late this year. And it's like, boom, we are in the season. And, it's less than 3 weeks away now.
Yeah.
So
it's on us quick.
I know. So a lot of, and again, I don't have a lot of parties. So I'm kind of grateful for that because that's a lot.
I limit myself to 2.
Do you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So I just I say yes to 2 and then no to everything else.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of a smart way of handling things.
And I really have to do it this year because December 26th we fly down to Costa Rica.
Right.
And so usually that week between Christmas and New Year is kind of my down week. Mm-hmm. And that's when I do all my planning for the next year. Everything. So I got to throw that into the mix because come January 2nd when
you're off to the races.
Yeah. It's like.
Everybody's calling you Brad.
Yeah, it's time to get back at it, which is good. I love that time of year.
Yeah.
But I always like having that week beforehand to kind of prep and get ready and get my mindset right and anything that needs to be structurally fixed within the business fixed. And so that's why I'm like, I got 2 this year and that's it.
Okay.
So I can get the rest of the stuff done around it.
Nice. Nice. That works out.
Yeah.
That works out.
Yeah.
I want to talk more about the way you were training people before versus now. I'm curious about that. What would you say are like the biggest changes that you've made?
So one of the coolest things I learned from Kilo is, and hopefully I can get one of them on the podcast.
Oh, that'd be rad.
Yeah, they're super cool people and just wicked smart with this stuff. As I was learning and studying and like getting certifications and all that stuff, there was this big gray area of like how much intensity you change. Like for example, we go 3 weeks of 10 to 12 reps, and then we want to switch it up. It's called accumulation intensification. Well, where do you go next safely?
Yeah.
And one problem with the world of fitness and research at the high levels is that so much of the research from Eastern Bloc countries were done on athletes on drugs. And so early on, I was learning really large intensity jumps, meaning we go like 10 to 12 reps one phase, then like 3 to 5 reps the next phase.
That's a big jump.
It's a big jump. So the increase in weight load, the intensity jump was so big. What I learned from Kilo is that people not on drugs can't handle that. It's too much.
Right.
So the biggest mistake I used to make was too big of intensity jumps from phase to phase.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So and when I changed that, I knew it was effective because my athletes that really consistently train a lot and need a lot of, it's all about physical response with them. Their results got drastically better.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So like that's an example of something I learned. So like with Kilo, I learned, okay, here are the percentage gaps people not on drugs can handle from phase to phase.
Yeah.
And then here's how you progress them over time. So like before I met Kilo, I couldn't lay out a 10-year game plan for someone.
Right.
Now, understanding these specific intensity jumps and how you progress them every 3 weeks to every 3 months to every 6 months to every year, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I could literally sit here and give me 3 hours. I could lay out a 10-year plan for someone.
Wow.
With the intensity jumps, the rep ranges we're going to use.
Yeah.
Like for example, with the weight room, that's built on this model. So these people, it's been a year now where they've got to see the changes as intensities over time. And we're now seeing videos that started from the very first time we trained, like the early on videos. And you can see how much stronger people are, how many more reps they're doing, how much better they're moving. It's pretty cool. And then each of them have an app that tracks their weights. And now they're starting to see holy cow. Like,
this is working. This is working.
Way stronger. Or, I'm doing way more reps with that weight load.
Which is so different than so many other class-based places.
Yeah, they're not tracking anything. There's no strategy behind it.
Zero.
One of the first things Jay and I did when we came with this model was we built that out. Yeah. And we just started with the first year. Okay, here's what the first year is going to look like every phase.
Oh, I didn't know you went that far.
Oh, yeah. We did it. Before we started our first class, we had a whole year built out.
Wow.
Every 3 weeks, what the intensity jumps were going to be, what rep ranges were going to be.
That's cool.
Yeah, so we had a roadmap that we're following. Now we got to build out year 2 and progress it from there.
Yeah.
But it's cool because you can take every 6 months or every 3 months, you can see an average intensity of the last 3 months. You can do every 6 months, and we can see it throughout the year. So, it's really sophisticated and cool.
That's very cool.
Yeah, but it's how you control the variables to get someone stronger and more fit without burning them out.
Right.
Yeah, because remember the big advantage with steroids is you recover better.
Yeah, of course.
And so you can handle more volume, you can handle more intensity because you have extra aid in recovering from
Here's
it.
a silly question. What is a steroid, Brad?
It's anything that increases. I don't know the best way. I don't have a specific description for it, but I would describe.
But what makes it do what it does?
So it's increasing anabolic hormones in the body.
Okay.
Anabolic hormones are hormones that aid in recovery and building.
Okay.
So like testosterone is one, growth hormone is one, insulin is one.
Really?
That's why I like to keep carbohydrates in people's diets because if you use insulin spikes efficiently and at the right times, you will create more of an anabolic growth response or recovery response.
Carbs are not the enemy.
No, I think carbs are one of the greatest tools we have.
I know.
And that's a dogfight I get into every week with people.
Yeah, of course.
So that's I would describe them as that.
Okay.
And now there's all kind there's the steroids, the SARMs, the peptide. Like there's all these tools
so many
we
things,
can use.
Yeah,
to enhance and adapt the body quicker. But I would label steroids as they're anabolic agents.
They're all illegal if you were an athlete, correct?
Yes. It's been a long time.
But I mean, for example, your football player clients could not be on that stuff.
No,
they get tested, correct?
Oh yeah. They get randomly tested.
Oh, okay. So they don't.
I remember one year one of my guys, 6 a.m. on Christmas morning,
gets
a knock on his door to pee in a cup. He's like, "Are you kidding me?"
Well,
yeah,
they knew he'd be there.
Yeah, it's super random, and you have to.
They follow you in the bathroom to do it.
Oh yeah, they do now.
Yeah.
And you have to give them a schedule where you always are. So if you are not where you say you're going to be, and they show up, that's a mark against you. It's a couple of those.
So they're serious about this.
They're super serious.
Yeah.
I don't know how you beat that stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure you don't.
So I have not done a ton of research into steroids and all this stuff because it's like I can't use it with anybody. Like,
sure.
I don't want to know anything about it.
Right.
In case one of my guys does get popped.
Yeah.
They're going to come to me.
And you would like to be ignorant.
I'm super ignorant of it. That's why I don't really have a really good definition of what it is.
But I've only heard about things. I don't really know what they do.
The peptide stuff. I don't know if that's considered illegal. I don't know where the realm is on that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's testing around it or something around it. I don't know. I don't know. I work with less and less pro athletes, so I don't keep up with it as much as I used to.
You work with more NARPs.
I work with more NARPs. NARPs are always in town. They're always consistent year by year. So,
I'm proud to be a NARP.
Yeah, I love being a NARP.
Yeah, that's not.
I don't like the name of it. But
we should rename it.
Yeah, that's so funny.
How many people would you say in the weight room, your spot, have really gone all in, leaned in, listened to the protocol, really worked, eased back on other workouts? All the things have been an ideal client and have really seen great progress. What would you say?
Probably 25-30%.
That's good.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's what we are selling, a results-based program, not entertainment.
That's so huge.
Yeah. So I think that's why we have a higher success rate, because people are coming for that. So they want to hear it. They want to do it.
Yeah. I'm seeing so many, like just on social media, so many people posting up things and they're stoked. The progress that they're making, the results they're getting.
Yeah. It's
very
slow,
cool.
It's a slow but sure process.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which that's the sustainable type. Mm-hmm. So I got this really cool group of moms that they wanted to prep for the ski season.
That's your Tuesday, Thursday group, right?
Yeah, and we're 9 weeks in now, and it was.
Has anyone gone skiing yet?
No, they haven't gone skiing yet, but their strength has gone through the roof.
Yeah.
They look great.
Yeah.
And I know skiing's going to be wonderful because they're like, oh my God, I'm dominating in tennis. Like I'm moving so good, my power.
My pickleball.
Yeah, my pickleball. Like they can feel it in real life. Like, oh wow, this is transferring.
Yes.
So I'm excited. The ski season's about to start hitting the slope. So I think it'll be a good response.
Yeah.
So
that's what I mean. It's always encouraging and nice when people actually listen and do things as prescribed.
Yeah. It's I mean, that's kind of, you would have, I've always struggled with that. I'm like, why would you hire me to tell me what you want to do and how you're going to do it? Yeah. And which still happens. I still get that happening. Like it just recently happened. I brought on someone new and I got a text message. Here's how I train. Here's what I do. I just want to make sure you're going to stick with that.
And you're like, and you needed me because.
Yeah. But it happens.
Yeah.
I think because
sometimes you got to break them down.
Yeah, so I meet them where they're at, and oh, that's a great idea. And then I'll kind of build a relationship with them, and then I'll start injecting
for sure
my theories, my ideology, why I want to do it that way, and eventually I'll get them out of that. But
or you won't,
and then that's fine too. Mm-hmm. But I won't spend a lot of time with that person if they're not open to some change and some progression.
Well, speaking for myself, it's a huge departure from what most of us are used to.
Yeah,
and. It's hard to kind of retrain your brain that, it's okay. It's okay. You're not going to fall apart if you don't go ham all the time.
Yeah.
Every day.
Well, and it's funny. Like, one of the conversations I love to have with people like that is like, look, I know a lot about this. I still have somebody writing my workouts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I want someone else to
think
advise me and think for me.
Yep.
And
I get it.
Attack my weaknesses, not just let me focus on my strengths.
Yep.
Like, I think everyone should have a coach writing their fitness plans and nutrition plans. Because I know at the level I'm at with what I know is my tendencies is to stick with the things I really love and avoid the things I hate.
Yeah.
It's the things that I hate that I need the most.
Yep.
And so I need to be able to have all that. So
that's with so many things in life, though, really.
Yeah.
We avoid what we're not good at.
100%. Yeah. So in my opinion, I think everyone should have some type of coach holding them accountable.
Yeah. And you are available for people that are not nearby to write programs for them, right?
Yeah. I have remote clients all over the world.
That's great.
Yeah. No, I think it's a very valuable tool. And those people, you got to be, if you're one of those people that likes that, you got to be super self-driven. So I have a number of CEOs from when I used to speak all over the world that are still on my training programs.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's fun, but they're very self-motivated. Yeah. I don't have to beg them to work out. They're on it. Like they nail it. Yeah.
So do you just check in with them every so often? Is that what you do?
Yeah, so I write them workouts every 3 weeks. We check in every month.
Okay.
Yeah, they give me feedback on what's going on. I can see their data, kind of what they've been doing.
Because they have that app as well.
Yeah, they have the app, the same exact app. Yeah, so everything's tracked on their app, so I can see what they're doing.
That's great.
Yeah, where weak links are coming up, where issues are.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's fun. I like in person a whole lot better. But, these guys are really good. They're really communicative. They reach out. They're just super self-motivated, driven people. Yeah. So.
All right.
Yeah.
So I have a funny question. What you're worried? Are you worried? I just wanted, I don't know why this popped into my head, but can you give a little rundown of a really great client and a really not so great client without giving it away who they are? Is that a tough one? I'm just curious. Someone that's really gone all in and someone that's not, and I don't know. That just popped into my head, and I thought, I wonder what his response to this will be. Can you do it carefully without? Start with a good one. Great response.
Yeah.
You have so many.
No, I mean, I feel pretty lucky. I do. I have people that really buy in and go all in.
Yes.
I'll use, I won't say his name, but like super high stressed individual. Yep. I'm just going to use a man.
Okay.
No, scratch that. I'm going to use a woman who's doing the weight room classes.
Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Will she know who she is?
Well, I'll just say that 2 years ago we had a conversation at another gym. She wanted my advice. And I gave her my advice, which was, you're doing way too much. Let's back off, lift some weights. And she thought I was off my rocker and didn't listen to me.
Right.
And then 2 years later, she's like, okay, I'm ready to listen. Can I come?
Yeah.
And she jumped all in.
Nice.
And in the first, I think 45 days, she was down like 11 pounds. And for 2 years, she's gotten no change.
Oh, okay. So was working out at this other gym.
She was doing, I think, a lot of different things. Of stuff. But but like all the typical stuff that I don't like. A lot of HIIT training.
A lot of spin, a lot of running.
Not enough protein, all that stuff. And her body was staying the same or getting worse over that period of time. And so she feels like super frustrated. She's okay, I'm ready to buy in. What do I do? So she, religiously shows up 3 times a week. She did the reset.
Yep.
She took all the supplements we asked. Yeah. She really started to focus on her stress reduction. Walked every day. Yeah. All the things that we talk about on here.
Yeah.
She did that. And in the first 30 to 45 days, she lost 11 pounds.
That's crazy.
2.5 inches off her waist, 2 inches off each leg.
Nice.
And before I knew the results, I saw her. I was like, damn,
yeah,
you've really changed. She goes, yeah, I feel great. I have a lot of energy. And so that was the conversation we had before the measurements. And the measurements came in and it was like, oh my Lord.
That's great.
That's awesome. The other good clients will show up and they want to do their measurements up front. A lot of people come in and they don't want to do the initial evaluation because they don't want to deal with the reality.
Oh.
So that's the people. So I tell people all the time, you're going to regret not doing this.
Yeah, because you're going to want
30, 60, 96 months from now because you have nothing to compare it to.
Yeah.
So that was someone who she sucked it up and did it. Yeah. No one likes it.
No, it's
I don't like it when I'm out, when I'm off.
Yeah.
But she killed it.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's
an
example.
About what age?
I think around my age, maybe.
Okay.
I'm going to say 48 to 52-ish. I'm not sure. Somewhere in that realm.
Right. So really bought in.
Maybe even a little bit older because she has a couple older kids.
Okay. So bought into pulling back. Less is more.
Started lifting weights. And she
wasn't lifting weights before?
The typical HIIT classes.
Oh, got it. Not with progression and.
No. Yeah. It was all like if she was lifting weights, it was in a HIIT-based class.
Got it.
So she pulled back. She just cut her workouts back to 3 times a week, just lifting weights, walking every day outside of that. Mm-hmm. She did the reset. I think the reset that we offer is super valuable because it clears all the roadblocks that are there. Mm-hmm. and took the supplements we recommended. Like she's everything we asked her to do.
Nice. Ideal client.
She did. Yeah.
Love it.
And it's funny because when someone does everything we ask them to do, it works really well for the most part. And if it doesn't, at that point we know, damn, okay,
there's something
we got
else.
to dig deeper.
Yes.
And I know she was hitting her protein goals because in the beginning there was a lot of bitching about that. Like, God, this is so hard.
It is hard.
It is super hard. That's when I know someone's really focused on it.
Yeah.
She cut her alcohol back, like all that stuff.
Yeah.
So everything
Nice.
she was like the epitome of like,
that's lovely.
exactly how I want to see it.
As opposed to someone that's like, this isn't working, Brad.
Yeah.
This isn't working, Brad.
Yeah.
And it's like, are you doing this? Are you doing this? Are you following this?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So
it's a partnership.
It is a partnership.
Yeah.
And it's a relationship basically.
Yeah.
And there are good moments and there are bad moments. And as coaches, we understand that. Like there's going to be frustration. There's going to be challenges. Yeah. And we jump into that and care about that.
Right.
But it's tough. I would say the flip opposite of someone who struggles. They typically come in telling us what they need and how they're going to do it.
Yep.
They typically like, how's your protein take? Oh, I'm perfect with it. Oh my God. I know right there you're not.
You're not, yeah.
You can see them stressed out of their minds. You can see when someone's doing it right, you start to see the inflammation come off of them.
Okay. I just need to tell you, I think we talked about this a little bit, but since I have scaled back on teaching as many intense classes, I feel so much better.
Yeah.
And I knew this in my heart of hearts that it was going to be that way, but it's real.
Yeah.
It's real.
I think the toughest thing to get people to understand is that stressors of life have a massive impact on the results you get from your training.
Yes.
And people don't want to see that.
No. Or they don't understand how stressed they really are because they're so used to living in that space.
Yeah. But the body still feels it and deals with it.
Because it's not saying, oh, this is stress from a workout. This is stress from being chased by a lion, right? It's still saying stress is stress, correct?
I'm sitting in traffic right now.
I'm pissed.
I'm stressed.
Yes.
I'm pissed.
Yes.
I'm late.
Yes.
That's the same response as being chased by a lion.
Yeah.
But people are so used to feeling that way.
All the time.
They don't even know what's going on. And so it's the hardest. People want to just attack it and outwork it and beat it. And you just can't, if you're unwilling to work strategies into your life that'll control the stress or reduce the stress, you're not going to get the full benefit from a good workout, good nutrition. You're going to kind of get stuck in the status quo. And I see that a lot.
So what do you say to someone that's saying, okay, Monday through Friday, I'm so limited on time, Brad. I'm just barely getting in my class or my this or my that, my walk. So on the weekends, I'm going to double up things. I'm going to double up take 2 classes on both days. I mean, do you think that that's helpful or harmful?
No, I think that's super harmful. Because if you're that busy during the week, you are stressed out.
Ah, okay.
You are like beyond stressed out.
Okay.
You would be better off taking the weekend to just relax and sleep more and decompress and get the stress levels down. So you're going to be super stressed all week because you're so busy. And now you're going to go double up on workouts 2 days in a row.
Because there are those people that work, a 9 to 5 or whatever it is. And they're thinking, gosh, I'm barely getting this in now. But the weekends, oh, cool. I've got much more time.
Yeah. So I did a lot of research on 2-a-day workouts. And what I've learned from that, it can work in short windows of time.
Meaning
that you can do it for a couple weeks at a time.
Oh, okay.
2 workouts in the same day is devastating to the human body.
For most people or all people?
For everyone.
Really?
Yeah.
So even if they're 2 totally different types of things?
No, I'm talking 2 hard workouts.
Oh, got it. Okay.
No, to do a workout and go for a walk, or do a workout and do like a
yoga
vinyasa
class.
yoga or yin yoga. Awesome.
Okay.
I'm talking like 2 aggressive workouts.
Okay.
If you're going to do 2-a-day workouts, they need to be shorter in time, so like 30 minutes. And the most ideal way to do it, realistically, why you're going to be doing it is you're trying to get advantage, put muscle on in a shorter window of time.
Okay.
So if you're the only way I've seen it work well is to do 2 workouts that are shorter windows of time, working the same muscle groups on the same day.
Really?
So like example, in the mornings you could do 4 to 6 reps, so heavier loads, higher intensity, and then come back in the evening time and do like 12 to 15 reps. So higher reps, lower intensity.
Yeah.
I've seen that work, but like for 3 weeks max. But like I play with it for a long time, and it's like, it creates a lot of devastation. After it's really hard to get someone through it. The only time I will do it is if I know someone's going to go on vacation the week after we're done.
Got it.
And then the rule
chill out.
The rule of thumb there is the only thing you're allowed to do exercise wise is walk. Just focus on recovery.
Yeah.
I mean, the only reason I think, because I did that for a long time when I was training for the bobsled team.
Yeah.
And it took me 6 years to recover from the damage that I had done.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's really hard to handle that kind of volume.
Yeah.
And the people that I've used it with are usually professional athletes that aren't doing it in the off season. So they don't have the job. They have a chef.
Yeah.
They have their masseuse. They have their.
They know where their check's coming from.
Yes. Yeah. And their job now is to rest, recover, and become better. It's the only time I've seen it work well.
Yeah.
Why it devastated me is because I was training like that, but also had a full-time job, kid, like all the things.
Yeah.
It was devastating to me.
Right.
So if you're
when in doubt, do less.
100%. And that's the hard part is like.
But then you're lazy. You're lazy.
I've never had someone. I can't even recall one person that's come in where I'm like, holy cow. Like, you're rested. You handle stress really well. Like, we can hammer on you in the gym. Even my pro athletes that come in the off season, like the first 3 weeks to a month, is like, go chill out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, eat this way. Like, that's where the whole reset came from. Like, bring down your inflammation. Get tissue work. See your physical therapy. Whatever it is. Heal up the injuries.
Right.
Rest. Yeah. And then after about a month of them doing that, now they're in a place where, okay, we can start to get after it.
Yeah.
But the common thing I see is people walking in stressed out of their minds. They don't like how they look. And they want to know the answer to how to train super hard to look better fast. Yeah. Like, damn.
Yeah. Well, that's always the biggest motivator, right?
Yeah.
Is, I've got this, reunion, or I've got a party, or I've got a wedding I'm going to, and I look like crap. And what can I do the fastest?
Thought of that a year ago. Like, it's hard.
Yeah.
And that's why you see, like, there are a lot of solutions for that.
For quick fix.
But they don't last.
No.
The rebound effect is one of the harshest things there is.
Yeah.
So the more aggressive you are to change your body super fast, the bigger the rebound is when you go back to AK. Yeah, happens all the time.
Yeah.
The yo-yo dieting. We've seen it for years.
Yes.
The rebound effect is a proven thing that is devastating to people.
And then your metabolism's all whacked.
Then you're totally out of whack.
Yeah.
Your hormones are all whacked out.
Yeah.
You're screwed, and now it's twice as hard to get the process back into play.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's if you have something big you want to look great for, you should start a year out.
Really?
Yeah, because I mean,
to do it safely and
methodically, and long term. It's like money. How well do people do when they win the lottery? They come into boatloads of money, and then you hear so often they end up bankrupt.
Yeah.
Because they don't have a lifestyle in place to be able to understand the money.
Right.
It's the same thing. If you just completely change how your body looks in 90 days, you can't. It's right. I'm going to tell you right now, it's a program you can't sustain.
Yeah.
So what you've done is just you're forcing the body to look at dirt. You've devastated it to force it to change how it looks to deal with the stress it's under. But you can't sustain that.
Yeah. That's not a 365 sort of thing.
No. So I tell people, like, give yourself. So when I turn 49, my goal is when I'm 50, I want to be in the craziest best shape of my life.
Okay.
Not. I just want to be. I want to be 50 years old. I want to be able to move well, jump well, run well, look good, have super healthy labs. Like, I want to try to be the best version of myself at 50 years old that I've ever been.
Okay, that's fair.
But I'm going to start when I turn 49. I've actually already started. I've already started kind of implementing some things so that when I turn 49, it's not a shock to my system. Just to show people how powerful a year is.
Okay. You should track this so that you can show people.
Yeah.
But
that's
great.
Well, I need a lifestyle overhaul because the way that I function now with all my stress and how busy I am.
Yeah.
So part of the strategy I have to implement is I got to get better control of my schedule. I got to find more me time. I got to find time to de-stress. I got to find time to eat 3 meals a day.
Yeah.
So it's a hard true transition.
Yeah.
When you're trying to change how someone lives their life.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, at least you're aware of all those things. A lot of people are not.
No.
They're still kind of muddling through it all and don't even realize how much that they are making it harder for themselves.
Yeah. And when I turn 50, my goal is not to be super jacked and ripped.
It's not?
No, that is not, like, to me, what I understand now is like...
You're not doing a physique competition?
Hell no. No, what I'm saying is I want to be able to go out and run 5 miles if I want. I want to be able to still go out and, dunk a basketball. I did it 3 years ago. I want to do it again.
Okay.
because that's something that's supposed to go away is your speed and power, which it is, but just things like that. I want to be able to do all the things really well and not have to worry about getting hurt. And then I want to look decent. Mm-hmm. I don't want to apply the strategies to get ripped and shredded and jacked.
Yours is a longer term.
Yeah, because that is not sustainable either. Those methodologies are not sustainable, and I'm unwilling to go on crazy drugs just to get a certain look.
Right.
I don't want the 50-year-old birthday to be, look how great I look, and then it's all downhill from there.
Sure.
I want to build a lifestyle because I really want to be able to promote, okay, here's how you do this as we get older. So every decade I get older, I want to have better strategies. So my strategies at 50 are a lot better than we're at 40. But I want to like really live it in depth.
Yeah.
To share it with people.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's a great goal.
Yeah. And I know the things I need to change. They're all stuff outside of the gym and don't have to do with nutrition are the things I need to change.
Yeah.
And I know that without a fact. I mean, with no doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
So.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So that's what we're looking at.
So we'll hold you to it when we're on episode, whatever that will be.
Yeah.
We'll check back in on that one.
Okay.
Well, your birthday's coming up soon, next month.
Yeah, next month.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know your birthday because it's the same as my mom's, so it's hard to forget.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
She was good people then.
She was. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah,
this was a good one. Yeah, for sure.
I like these little thoughts and questions.
Exactly. Just kind of random musings.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Sweet.
See you next week.
All right.
Thank you.